Yo, what is up, everybody? KR Savage, and today we are gonna be thinking on what the best Star Wars movie is of all time. Now, we are gonna go from prequels to the originals, and then we're gonna be talking about the sequels. But anyway, let's get right into it. And in the end of this video, I am gonna tell you what I think is the best Star Wars movie of all time. Without further ado, let's get started. Alright, let's start with this. Phantom Menace, Episode 1. Now, this movie in particular had some controversy when it came out back in 1999. So allow me to explain. Fans were really excited about this movie. They were excited and everything, but there was a lot of things that ruined it. They claimed that Jar Jar Binks was a waste. They didn't really like how the actor of Anakin Skywalker as a kid was, which, oh my god, the bullying was terrible. It was awful. Oh my goodness, it was horrible. I've heard the stories and everything, and they didn't deserve all that hate. It was terrible. Awful, actually. But the question is the movie good? Here's what I think. I think it's pretty good for what it is, you know? Episode 1 had a lot of, great story. I think it was a great story. Personally, I thought it was. I know a lot of people might not agree with that, but it's okay. But I thought it was pretty good. So therefore, I'm going to go ahead and give Phantom Menace a 7.5 out of 10. Because it's the beginning of the prequels, right? And I understand that there's people out there that would disagree with me, and that's fine. But anyway, you can't lie though. Duel of Fates was awesome. It was so sick. I remember when I was a kid, actually, this is actually a true story. When I watched Phantom Menace when I was a little kid, but mind you, I wasn't born during the time Phantom Menace came out back in 1999. But when I grew up, one of my family members showed it to me. And that's when I fell in love with Star Wars. But I actually remember one time having this scary dream of Darth Maul when I was a kid, because he was just terrifying, man. And the scene where he kills Qui-Gon Jinn, spoiler alert. But man, that just scared me. But yeah, on to the next movie. Alrighty. The next movie is Episode 2, Attack of the Clones. Now, this one was controversial as well, unfortunately, but I liked it. And I'll tell you why I'm laughing. So, Attack of the Clones was a story of Anakin growing up and, marrying Padme and a secret love, and they fell in love. So, according to the Jedi, rules, you are not allowed to love anyone because Anakin was the chosen one. That's why it was funny. But I honestly like the story of the clones. But here's the thing. The reason why people didn't like Attack of the Clones was because they thought Hayden Christensen's acting was terrible. Now, Hayden Christensen, we're both Canadian, but I did not think he was that bad of an actor. I actually think he did really good. And yeah. So the question is, what do I give Attack of the Clones out of 10? The reason why I laughed was because I give it a 9 out of 10. I know. I really liked it. What do you want me to tell you? I really liked Attack of the Clones, and I'd watch it over and over again. I think it's a great movie. I think it's a great story. I guess I just love stories, I guess. I think that's what it is. But man, the fights in Attack of the Clones were awesome. Not to mention, that's what started the Clone Wars show. So yeah, on to the next movie, guys. Come on. I don't even think this movie needs an introduction. But we're gonna do it anyway. Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. Now, Revenge of the Sith is the best prequel out of all three of them. Revenge of the Sith is goated. This story is insane. Now, Darth Vader, this is the true story of how Anakin Skywalker became Darth Vader. Now, here's the thing about this. It's awesome because I just can't say it's all. I just can't stop saying it's awesome because it really is. the ending of the movie was horrible. But in a good way, in a good way, in a good way. Man, but the story's amazing. Like, they find out who the Sith Lord is, and like Anakin turns to Darth Vader and that big fight. Oh my god. Revenge of the Sith has 100% has the best fights of Star Wars history till now. That is probably, their fights are amazing. We got Anakin versus Obi-Wan, and then we got the Emperor versus Mace Windu and all those Jedi, and then you have Yoda versus Emperor Palpatine. I mean, what more can you want? It's amazing. Not to mention the darkest thing in Star Wars history. I'll give you guys a hint. Master Skywalker, there's too many of them. What are we going to do? I think we all know how that ends. Oh god. Now, my review of the movie. 10 out of 10. Probably one of the best Star Wars movies of all time. I would watch that over and over again too. It was great. Alrighty. Now, we are hitting the originals. Now, let's do this. Episode 4, A New Hope. That movie started Star Wars from the beginning. The very, very, very beginning. That was it. So, A New Hope is the very first movie of Star Wars. And it's what started it. And it has a really nice story for what it is, you know? Really good for that time, actually. A lot of people were impressed of how great it was and how cool it was. There's not really much to say about A New Hope other than how great the movie was, how perfect the way it was, and pretty much the characters. I mean, Luke Skywalker, who's an icon, Princess Leia, Han Solo, Chewbacca, you know, the heroes. Then we have Obi-Wan Kenobi and Darth Vader. Darth Vader at that time, they had no idea he was like a human. No, I'm serious. They did not think he was a human. They thought he was like a big robot. But yeah, I guess all I could pretty much say about New Hope is that Death Star scene when they blow it up. Oh my god, it's so sick. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and give A New Hope a 10 out of 10 because it started the whole thing. And yeah, started the whole thing of Star Wars. And you can't hate on A New Hope, man. It's great. It's awesome. Alrighty, guys. Episode 5. Boom. Empire Strikes Back. Now, this one is my favorite of all time. I loved it. It was great. Why do I glaze it so much, you're probably wondering. It's because that is probably the only Star Wars movie that gets to the point. Like, I don't see any dragging. I just loved the story a lot. It's probably one of my, like, top 5 movies of all time, Empire Strikes Back. And I think Empire Strikes Back has a great story. You know, Luke versus Vader. Oh my god, that was the first time that we see Yoda and Luke. You know, it just is like, wow, it's such a good story. I really, really like this movie because it has so much to offer. And I don't know why, but I love the bad guys in Star Wars. So the fact that the Empire won in that movie, I'm hyped for that. That's awesome. I really like that. Yo, I can't lie though. When I was a kid and I saw Han Solo get into carbonite freeze, I was just confused because I didn't understand it. But now that I'm older, it's really, really random, but it's so sick at the same time. Like, so sick. But anyway, this movie gets an 11 out of 10. Yes, I break the scale with this one. This is hands down the best Star Wars movie. But yeah, next one. Okay. Episode 6. Return of the Jedi. Alright. I absolutely loved Return of the Jedi. Don't get me wrong. I think it's probably like the best Star Wars movie of all time as well. It's definitely one of them. However, I do have one problem with Return of the Jedi. The whole scene with Jabba the Hutt seemed like it kind of dragged a little bit, if that makes sense. But I liked it. It was good. I'm not saying it's bad, but I'm saying it's really good. And I loved it, but I know a lot of people said that. And I kind of see that now as I'm older. I see what they're talking about. But Return of the Jedi also gets an 11 out of 10 because the story, man. Oh my god. Like you have Luke as a Jedi. You have, oh my god, so much. Literally, it's like the ending of Star Wars, the true ending of Star Wars. And guys, it's great. It's awesome, actually. You know, you get the second Death Star blowing up again, and then you have Palpatine, Vader, and Luke, and then Vader turns good. It just, that's how Star Wars should have ended, man. If they would have left it like that, oh my god, it would have been nailed it. But yeah, like I said, it's a great movie, and it's one of the best. Now it's time for the sequels. Here we have Episode 7, The Force Awakens. Okay, I didn't hate it, but it also wasn't good. And here's why. I just felt like they just used Episode 7 to introduce the new characters, which is not a bad thing. But the story wasn't great. And I feel like it could have been a lot better. There's not much I can say about The Force Awakens, guys. Really, there isn't. But I will say the ending of Force Awakens was cool. When Rey, you know, had the lightsaber and there was like Luke Skywalker and he was like looking at the lightsaber. That was a cool cliffhanger. I liked that. But I'm going to have to give Force Awakens, I want to say, maybe 5 out of 10. Wasn't great. Wasn't bad. I just didn't really like it as much, guys. Episode 8, The Last Jedi. Guys, this movie sucked. It was so bad. First off, why would Luke Skywalker take the lightsaber and throw it behind? That made no sense at all. It made Luke Skywalker look like a wimp. Literally. Explain to me how. How? The one lightsaber battle we have in that movie is actually so bad. And it wasn't even physically Luke. It was him as a ghost or something? I can't even remember. Oh, but surprise, surprise, Luke Skywalker ends up dying. Guys, I think the sequels were there just to rub it in our faces, man. Like, they knew that they were going to kill off all the good characters. They knew exactly what they were doing. The writing was terrible. But I am going to give my review for it. It's a negative 0 out of 10, guys. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I cannot stand The Last Jedi. I'm sorry. It just breaks my heart, man. Like, it's so bad. Like, I'm sorry. It's terrible. But anyway, on to the next movie. Guys, The Rise of Skywalker. Okay. Somehow, Palpatine returned. That made no sense. And this is coming from somebody that was born in the 2000s. It was so random. But guys, the worst part of that movie, is the ending. I don't care what people say. They made everything so whack at the end. Rey is not a Skywalker. She's not. I'm sorry. She's a Palpatine, bro. Granddaughter of Emperor Palpatine. Not a Skywalker. 3 out of 10. 3 out of 10. Why? Because I actually do like the Emperor. But she is not a Skywalker, guys. Alrighty. Now, the final question now. What is the best Star Wars movie of all time, in my opinion? I said my favorite ones of all time were Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. Guys, Empire Strikes Back is the best Star Wars movie of all time. You know, you guys can disagree with me if you want. That's fine. But keep this in mind. It has the best story. The best one. And it's goated. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. What is the best Star Wars movie of all time in your opinion? But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching my video. I hope you guys had a good time watching my video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on post notifications. I post every Tuesday and Thursday. Have a good day, everyone. Peace out.